What is going on, guys? My name is Devin from DMHA Plays, and today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be going over my overall thoughts of WWE 2K26. Now, granted, the showcase mode videos are still coming out, but I recorded that all in one day, so that is complete. The only thing that I haven't played in this year's game is My Rise. I haven't finished that yet, so I can't really speak on that, but I think I've played enough of the game that I can give my overall thoughts on it. But if you're looking for my thoughts on My Rise, unfortunately I haven't played it yet. And I don't think we're going to do that on the channel this year. I think we're going to focus on my story that I was creating in WWE 2K25. Or we might just do it as a one video, long video, which granted might not be a bad idea, or a live stream. I've kind of debated on doing that. Also, without further ado, let's get into what my thoughts are on the game. So let's start off with gameplay. Bar none, this is probably the best year for gameplay, for straight gameplay. The one thing it does stink for me right now is that on Xbox, we're seeing this glitch that it drops frame rate during matches, which kind of stinks, but at the same time, we're in early access and we haven't even got the day one patch yet. I'm hoping that the day one patch will fix that, but at the same time, if it doesn't, hopefully they can roll out a hot fix or something. That way everything runs smoothly. The new ragdoll physics are absolutely amazing. I'll throw some clips up on screen right now of some of the clips that I've seen be created, and the weapon physics finally being less restrictive creates for some very crazy moments, and it's going to make this year a lot of fun. Big place you could see that is people getting thrown off Hell in a Cell, the Scrapyard, the new Scrapyard arena. I haven't played that yet, but from the clips that I have seen, it looks absolutely amazing. We might do a video on the Scrapyard as well. But yeah, it is so fun to finally be able to land on a pair of steps and then not glitch out of the way, or you land beside them or something along that line. Now, the new match types. Dumpster match was kind of a letdown for me. It is literally just a reskin casket match. Now, granted, that's all it kind of needed to be, but I wish there was like subtle differences. Like maybe you could have added a victory scene where they got out and they were covered in trash, or maybe you could take some of the trash or dig into the dumpster and there was weapons or something in there. That would have made it different than the casket match, where it is literally just a reskin of it. The Inferno match. The Inferno match I had a lot of fun with. I played that as a part of a 3 Stages of Hell, but we'll get into that in a minute. But the Inferno match honestly was the funnest one for me, because you could add thumbtacks in it, and it makes it a very hardcore Inferno match. And I like that it is not restricted to the flames around the ring. It is, you could put your opponent through a table, you can put them through with the fireball to the face payback, or you can use the flames around the ring. I like that a lot, because the goal is just to set your opponent on fire, not your opponent on fire around the ring. So I think that was very well done. A lot of details in there. And yeah, it is honestly my favorite match type that they have added this year. Now, I was very excited to hear that they were bringing back 3 Stages of Hell, because granted, I wasn't alive when 3 Stages of Hell was first introduced, but I had seen a couple over the years. And like Cena versus Ryback was a 3 Stages of Hell match, but I don't think that's a really good example of what 3 Stages of Hell was. This year's game, they were talking that there was going to be no reset. Like the weapons were still going to be in the ring from the previous match. The only way that it would have changed is like if it was a Hell in a Cell or something. And that was a complete lie. Unfortunately, there is a loading in between, so it kind of takes you out of it a little bit, and it kind of stinks, because I was so excited to see that match return, and then there's some limitations. Now, granted, probably next year's game will get rid of those limitations, hopefully at least some of them, but yeah, it was very disappointing to see that there is loading screens in between the matches and that the ring resets. Because the weapons don't stay there, nothing stays there. It is literally just nothing. It is like, no, the only thing that does stay is your health, and the blood completely resets on your character too. So it kind of takes you out of the matches a little bit. Now, to get into universe mode, I've played a lot of universe mode. This year is the best, I think, that they have had. It is literally about as much as you're going to get out of this mode, unless you bring back story designer, which God, I hope they do someday. There is a lot of new updates, like the ringside interviews for rivalries now. The new way to cash in Money in the Bank is a lot easier now. And the draft. Now, granted, let's talk some downsides. So I am a person that tries to, in my universe mode, tries to make it as real life as possible. So I will try to get the updated rosters or get everybody in NXT and stuff. But granted, we're in early access right now, so we're basically playing with base game. That's about it. And the ringside pass, which we'll get into. In universe mode, there is only one tag team, default tag team, in NXT. That is Hank and Tank. Other than that, there is no other tag teams for Hank and Tank to face. So unless you create some, which granted, there are people in the game that are now a part of a tag team that you can put them together, or you take some of the ones from Raw and SmackDown and take them back down to NXT. You're not having a tag division in NXT. Now, granted, community creations is eventually going to help with that, but right now, there isn't a lot of community creations that are good to be able to put down in NXT. So I would say that is my big downside of universe mode is, granted, it's licensing and all that other stuff, but there's not enough in the roster to be able to actually create a well-based NXT. Like, for example, even in the men's division, without you moving them, Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans are all still down in NXT. So it makes it look a lot better, but then once you move them up to the brands they're on now, the roster's not there. It really brings it down. It is very woman dominated, which is good, but at the same time, you still need to have depth there, because now what that basically forced me to do was, one, I had to make a decision. One, do I keep NXT in my universe mode, or two, do I just bring them up to the main roster and bolster my main event scenes on the main roster? So that is pretty much what I think of universe mode, the goods and the bad. My faction, I played a little bit of that. Now, once you finish out the ringside pass, I honestly think my faction's not that bad this year, because they do give you a lot of currency in that ringside pass. We'll get into my thoughts of that whole debacle here in a minute. But yeah, from what I could see, my faction doesn't look like it's going to be that bad this year, but there's nothing really game-changing. The swap of card is kind of finicky. I'm not real sure how I feel about that yet. But I'm going to hold out to see what they do here with Season 2, because if you guys don't know, well, we might as well talk about the Ringside Pass. The Ringside Pass has a lot in the free tiers of like legends and championships that were locked. And granted, I think they said that there's going to be a free tier for all of these passes. If that is the case, what are they going to do for the free tiers in Season 2? Because there was a little bit of something there to be able to unlock with the championships and stuff if you didn't pay. Now, granted, I found a method that I was able to max out the ringside pass already very quickly. I'd say probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'll probably be making a video on that as well. It is one of those things where, for example, I bought the Monday Night War Edition. This is the one game that I buy the biggest tier that I always can. I've already paid for the DLC. Now I am basically paying so I can have access to the characters I paid for. And I don't know how I feel about that. Now, granted, if that method that, shout out to Woody Witterson, he's the one that originally that I saw found it. If that method's not patched, an hour and a half to get the characters, so be it. If I have to do it that way, I have to do it that way. But I have a weird feeling that they're going to patch that. And you're going to have to grind out forever just to be able to get your hands on Mr. Iguana, for example, because he's the highest character in the first season. I beat the entire showcase mode without playing any other matches and only got to level 8. And there is 40 levels in this. There's stuff going around online that they had to do 2.5 playthroughs of My Rise. They had to do over 40 some matches. They had to do the entire showcase. Like, you have to grind it if you don't do that method. So I'm really hoping they don't patch that method, but I have a weird feeling they're going to. And you're going to be basically grinding it out till the next season comes out, and you might not even get there. Now, granted, all of your progress saves, that's great. You could still unlock them if you didn't get that far. But first, like people like me, I have a full-time job during the day. I'm not going to have the time to grind that much to be able to get those characters. Because granted, I've had free time right now, but am I going to be able to grind as much as I am now that I am going to be like whenever I start working a bunch more? Like, the working class is the ones that paid for this edition. $150 is not a small amount of money. Are they going to get these characters that they paid for? Or are they going to say, you know what, this is too much of a grind, I ain't doing it. Then you just spent all of that money for nothing. And I think that's something 2K needs to really keep in mind here, because I'm scared that they're going to start pushing those tier skips that are like $2 a level. So if you don't want to grind it out and you don't want to do the method that I did, you are paying $150 per game, I should say. $150 for the Monday Night War edition. Then you are spending $2 per level. That is another $80 on top of it. It's a cash grab. And I'm glad that that method exists for the working class. That way we can get those characters as fast as we can, because there is some good DLC this year. They just finished announcing the DLC, and there is some good DLC this year. But are these people actually going to get played? Because people aren't going to want to grind as much as that. Right now, we have stuff we could grind out. But after we beat Showcase, we beat My Rise, we're not going to play those modes anymore. And you get very limited when it comes to the other modes of RP. So are you going to be able to get those characters that you paid your hard-earned money for? That's my issue with it. But overall, I would say this year's game is a 8 out of 10. Gameplay's good. Everything's good. If they fix the weird issue on Xbox where the frame rate drops a little bit, then it will be probably on the higher scale of an 8. But I'm worried about the future of WWE games, that we're going to go full cash grab, and you're not going to be able to play as the characters you really want to unless you spend more money. If you're asking yourself if you should buy this game, if it's something you want to have like right now, like I wanted to have it as soon as it came out, go ahead. There's a lot in this year's game that makes it worthwhile. If you are a person that wants to save money and you want to see what everybody else thinks of the game beforehand, I would wait until it goes on sale to buy the game. Just in case, like say for example, there's a season that you don't want any of the characters, you could just pick and choose of which ringside pass you want to buy. But I think that about wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about. So I'm sorry if I rambled a little bit, but I hope that you guys got what you wanted out of this. Showcase, real quick, Showcase, very good, but very repetitive. A lot of the objectives were very repetitive, but I did like what they did with Showcase this year. But thank you all for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, and click that little bell so you never miss an upload. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.